So we're back again today, and I've already finished the back dinette bed area as far as the bench seats go, and so I started working on the front section, and I've got one side nearly complete, and then today I'm going to finish the other side, and I'll probably videotape that as I go along and show you how I made that, and then I'll have to put the skin on and put the lids on and be done with that section. Cool. Alright, so let me show you what I did so far. So with just as with the back section, as far as making the benches, I started out by securing my my battens on the floor, give me an outline of the base, and started on the side. And then next thing I need to do is put my uprights, and then I can start on the top section. So this is the shot of one that I have finished already, and so you can see the bottom pieces that I put on, and then I installed the corner pieces, and then one by one I put the rails on here and also in the back section, and then I put the top rails on, and then I completed it with the cap before I put the top on. The back section is a little wider because the camper actually has a curvature to it, or at least a slant, and so in order to make sure that the seat opens and clears all this, I had to move everything out this way. So I moved it out another about 4 inches, and then a 3-inch strip here. My birch seating will be about an inch and a quarter away from this edge, and that should give me plenty of clearance to clear the side. And if not, well then I'm stuck. I'll have to do it again. But at any rate, so what we're going to do today is we're going to make that side. I have some pieces cut, and now I need to drill some pocket holes and fasten everything together, just like I did on these parts right here on these corners. And then I secured this piece with just regular screws, countersunk, and then put in place. So that's what we're going to do today. Probably one of the better investments I made was at Harbor Freight. They sell a package of 4 of these floor pads, which would interlock together, and at one time I had like 4 or 5 packs of these. They just sat around the house for a couple years, never did use them. So when I started working on my trailer, getting up and down and crawling around here on my knees, I went out and I bought me a nice set of knee pads. Kind of expensive. I think these run about 50 bucks. Really nice. But as you kneel down, they tend to, because of the Velcro straps, squeeze your leg, and pretty soon your toes get numb, and then downhill after that. So I took these out, lay these on the floor. That's what I kneel on. I'm gonna tell you what, it's like kneeling on a bed all night long. So anyway, good investment, and I can throw these around in any place that I'm working, and don't have to worry about taking my knee pads on and off, pulling them up because they pull my pants down. Anybody who wears knee pads know what I'm talking about. So it's like $9 a pack for 4. Jeez, that beats buying a $50 pair of knee pads that I used once. Okay, moving on. Another neat little handy investment was the pocket jig. And I bought this at another Harbor Freight store, and I think I paid around 60 bucks. It sounds kind of expensive until you realize how much effortless it is to put your wood together. So anyway, it comes complete with the jig. These are adjustable, so you can expand, so you can put the holes wider apart, and I think there's like like about 3 inches wide or 2.5, somewhere in there. And then this section here locks your wood in place, and then it also comes with a drill bit, a special bit, has that point on the end, and also collar. And so what you do is you would put this into your hole where you're going to drill, and then I don't know if you can tell, but it's just barely off the bottom right there. You don't want to go all the way through. One, you don't want to drill into this, and two, you don't want to go all the way through your wood. So it just barely goes through the end. And I'll demonstrate that here in just a second. Okay, so I have my 2 blocks of wood that I'm going to put pocket holes right here on the bottom of each one. And how you would do that is you would just stand it up in here, and I just kind of center it so the 2 holes are somewhere about equal distance from the ends, or the sides I mean. And then you take this and you adjust that to make sure it locks in place so it's not going to move on you when you're drilling. Then you take your drill, you have your bit installed, and I like to use the longer hole, because the shorter one, if it was this way, when I go to install my screws, they actually come out the side of the wooden block that I'm using. So I want to make sure and go down, so when I'm fastening my screws, it's actually going into the piece of wood that I want to secure it to. So put that in there. Voila, that's all there is to it. Unfasten it, take it off, tap out my deal, and now I've got some nice pocket holes that I can secure my wood to. So I have about 8 of these that I'm going to work on, so I'm going to drill those and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I took one of the strips that I put the pocket holes in, and one without. Well, actually, yeah, I did. And then I took this piece and I fastened to this piece, and now it goes up to the corner like that, starts my corner. So I pre-drill my holes and I'll secure it with screws, but before I secure it, what I want to do is make sure that it is square with the wall. I don't want it to be all tilted like this or the other way. I want to make sure it's straight up and down. So I'm going to start at the bottom, pre-drill a hole, put a screw in it, and then I'll do the top, and then I can do the middle section. So I've got my drills handy. Go ahead and put that there. Just like so. Got that nice and flush. This here is just like that. Perfecto. And one in the center. Voila. Boom, just like so. So I have one more quarter piece to put on, which is going to go on this corner right here, and then I'll work on the uprights going that way. So once again, I shall return. Okay, so you want to pre-drill those without breaking your freaking drill bit this time. Like an old Kirby vacuum, man, that sucks. Alright, so you stick that in there, just give it a little hole, and then put your screws in there. Nice and slow, you don't have to ratchet in there like it's warp speed. Nice. And I'm intentionally running it slow so I don't split my wood. Now that's nice and solid. Alright, so I've got 3 more that I want to install. And then I can work on the top section. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, so I've got my uprights here on, and I've got this one on, and I've got this one on. So now I have 2 more that I need to put back here, just like the other side. And those are just a little bit shorter because of the distance that you can see right here. So, in order to make sure that it's square with the rest of the world, I mark my distance at the bottom. I take my carpenter square, put it on there, and strike my line up. And I will do the same to the other one in just a moment. And then I can fasten those on and they'll be nice and straight. See you in a bit. So I pre-drilled my 2 pieces of wood and went ahead and started the screws in it. And what I'll do now is just set it up against my line and fasten it against the wall. I'm not going to glue it or anything like that because it'll be pretty strong. Just like so. Hopefully I don't run into a screw or something. Just like so. And do the same with the next one. Okay. That's that. Now I can start on my top rail just like the other side and be one step closer to finished. Alrighty, stay tuned. So to get my angle that I need right here, because the wall has got a slant to it, what I do is I have my sticks all lined up in a row here, 1, 2, and 3. And then what I do is I lay my board across the top like that, set it on all 3 of those, and then I take me a block of wood and I put it up against here and I scribe me a line right along the edge here like that, and that gives me my my edge that I'm gonna need to cut. So, and it's gonna be approximately that angle right there. So I always say measure twice and cut once. So I set this up to where I know that the edge here is square with the wall, so that I'm going to get a good distance from here to the wall. And then I take my piece that I cut, and let's see if my angle comes out just right. So I set it on my rails here, and I slide it up against the wall. How well did I do? Let's see. Oh, look at that. I like that. That's nice and flush. So my next step is to cut the length and secure it. Stay tuned.